Paws up, everybody. Welcome to Meowy Hour. I'm your host, Arden Moore. As you know, each and every week, this show is presented by the Cat Fancier Association, and we are doggone and obviously lucky that we have In Clover, the maker of cat and dog supplements, as our sponsor. Look who's in the house. I used to live in Oceanside, California, and I met this dynamo guy, and his name is Dr. Gary Weitzman, and he is the president of the San Diego Humane Society, one of the best shelters on the planet. Welcome, Dr. Gary.
Thank you, Arden. Nice to see you again. I miss you.
I miss you too, man.
We used to cats all the time, and now it's only electronically.
We'll make it happen, you know.
Okay.
And guys, this show could not happen without my cool co-pilot, all breed CFA judge, Kathy Black, and our doggy designee, Destiny. See, Dr. Gary, we believe in equal opportunities for dogs and cats on our show.
Rightly so.
Well, I'm holding a very special cat right now. This is my cat, Mikey. He's making his Meowy Hour debut. He is 16 years young, and it's hard to see, but yep, his left ear is tipped because he came from the streets as one of the community cats, and he landed in our house, and he is landed in our hearts. Why is Mikey here going, uh-oh, there are people here. What are they doing? It's because, mark your calendar, August 17th is National Black Cat Appreciation Day. And I'm sure you're doing some stuff, aren't you, Dr. Gary, at the San Diego Humane Society for these beautiful black cats?
Well, for cats, yeah. But, you know, honestly, this is the first I have ever heard of National Black Cat Appreciation Day. So
he's like, what?
We try to appreciate cats, all cats, every day. So we will definitely get it on the calendar now.
All right. Well,
yeah,
Mikey has
sure.
some things to share with all of you guys, all of you that have black cats. This is Mikey in his Halloween costume. Check it out, guys. Don't you think black cats look good with red?
Yes.
And let's see the next slide, Kathy.
Do you want the one with him looking or the two cats?
Just surprise me.
Okay.
Okay. Here you go, Mike. All right.
I thought this was sweet.
This is Mikey giving a groom job to our cat when he was a kitten, Rusty. What do you think of that, Dr. Gary?
That's a beautiful picture.
That is like, oh, you missed a spot. It's right here.
And you can see the ear tip really well.
Oh,
highlighted
perfect,
by the
yeah.
light. Yeah.
And Mikey is the resident groomer in our house. He grooms the heads of all our pets. And finally, what's the last picture? Just a close-up of our boy.
Oh, okay. Hang on a second. I clicked the wrong screen first. Hang on just a second. There we go.
Look at that face. He has allergies, so he likes to sneeze in your face. He's getting a little, having a little dementia sometimes, so he likes to wake us up at like 4 minutes before our alarm goes off and does that. Thank you, Mikey. But
yeah.
For all of you
Everyone
guys
likes
out
that.
there, all of you guys out there that have a black cat, I have some fun things to share with you. There was a very famous cat during the silent movies, Felix the Cat. Do you remember that name, Dr. Gary?
Of course.
Yeah. Well, it turns out that Felix the Cat, he got to star not only in some cartoons, but some other cameo appearances in some silent movies that starred people like Mary Pickford or Charlie Chaplin. So this cat had quite a little acting resume. It's a fake cat, of course, but he was a black cat. There are some people that say the benefits of having a black cat. Number one, you can always find them in the snow.
That's true.
Holding a black cat, this is a personal favorite of mine, is very slimming. So black cats can match any decor.
Yes.
True.
Black is always in style.
Yeah, and that's why I'm wearing black today. And when you love a black cat, good luck is on your side. So move over, lottery scratch-offs. I got Mikey. During history, there was a TV show. Did you ever watch Sabrina? I just don't see you watching Sabrina, Dr. Gary, but did you?
I've heard of it. I don't think I ever watched it.
I watched Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Yeah.
All right, good. And it starred a black cat named Salem.
Yes.
All right. If a black cat visits your house, it's supposed to be a sign of luck and prosperity. Mikey's been in our house now for like 12 years. I'm still waiting for him to bring us luck and prosperity, but I think it's on a cat timetable. There was a famous cat in the White House. His name, the name was officially India, but George W. Bush and the family, they called the kitty Willie. So Willie was the cat that hung out with the two Scottish Terriers when he was in the White House. Actually, or it's a she, sorry. A cat named Willie is a female. And Willie was an American Shorthair and died at the ripe age of 18. So living in the White House didn't stress that cat out. If you want to look for a name for a black cat, some of the more popular ones are Domino, Friday, Tux, and my favorite, Licorice. Don't eat that cat. But what is a sad reality, and people like Gary Weitzman at the San Diego Humane Society are changing that, is that they're less likely, just like black dogs, to be adopted as other cats of different hues, right, Dr. Gary?
That's
What's
true.
the deal, man? And what can we do to help out?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that there was such a stigma about black cats. Well, first of all, there's a couple things. Black cats and black dogs are less apt to be adopted in general, just because people don't see the color. And we know how beautiful those animals are. But then for cats, there was the double stigma of they were associated with nonsense about satanic rituals, which in actuality—
And what year are we in now?
I know, it's 2021, but even in the years where that was even said, that it might be a reason, it was all made up. I mean, it never really happened. Nobody was adopting cats from animal shelters and rescues and using them in satanic rituals. So it just became this whole, it had this whole life of its own as a story that we couldn't get cats adopted, especially over Halloween. So it was totally ridiculous. And thankfully now nobody feels that way. We get the cats adopted, no matter what their color is.
I love Mikey, and even when he sneezes, but he is, I think when the sunlight hits his coat, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
Totally,
yeah. Now I know there are different breeds out there, but we have an expert in the house, and I'll breed cat judge. Hey, Kathy, first, did you ever have like an all black cat, or did you? I think you had an all white cat, right?
I had an all white cat, Elvis Pursley. Yes. And Elvis was a great cat, and solid white, just beautiful, glistening white, even though he wouldn't never let me bait him. So yeah, he was a beautiful cat.
And his name was Pursley at the end.
Elvis Pursley.
You think I'm bad, Dr. Gary? Listen.
Okay, you both are at a tie now. Yes.
But seriously, of the different cat breeds that are recognized by the CFA, is there any that's all black?
Yes. We have one breed that's only recognized in black, and that is the Bombay cat. And any cat breed that comes in multiple colors can have black, not like your Somalis or your Abbeys or your Siamese, those kind of breeds that have specific colors. But those that like Persians and exotics and American Shorthairs and Cornish Rex and Devon Rex and, ragamuffins and all those that come in any color under the sun, yes, they can be black. But the Bombay is the only breed that only comes in black.
Nice. Isn't it nice to have a Google on two legs in the house, Dr. Gary?
It's very good. That was much more information than Siri could have given us.
That's right. That's right. Hey, guys, before we launch into talking with Dr. Gary Weitzman, you guys are big on prizes, right? So I'm going to let you know what was the winning answer to last week's trivia contest. And the winner is going to get their mitts on. Now, the In Clover cat supplements, the Spry, Flow, Smile, and Sleek. My cats love these. That's why I have to keep it in the drawer and bring them out and guard over them during the show, because especially Rusty, the foodie. We want to thank Rebecca Rose. She's a biochemist and the president of In Clover. If you guys saw that little thing right there, if you type in inclover.com when you place your order and do Meowy In Clover 21, you're going to save 10% at checkout. So that's a pretty nice deal, right? You've heard of In Clover, right, Dr. Gary?
Right? Yep.
Because she's heard of you.
Oh,
Rebecca
good.
Rose has heard of you.
That
And
may
it's
not
a
be a
good
good
thing.
thing, Arden.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I checked. So hi, Rebecca. But yeah, she loves what you're doing at the San Diego Humane Society.
Oh, that's great.
So here was the question that the person won. And the question was, cats have been adored by many people throughout history, but what famous writer had this quote about cats? And it is, what greater gift than the love of a cat? And that, of course, was Charles Dickens. So what's the deal here, Kathy?
So we had about 12 people get the answer correct.
Way to go, team. Meowy team.
Debbie Castley was the randomly chosen winner. And Debbie, I wrote you a message on Messenger, but you have not seen it and replied to me. So Debbie, if you're watching, please look in your Messenger, or you can always email me. It's my name, kathy.black@yahoo.com, because we would love to get you your samples of the In Clover wellness treats. So Debbie Castley, if you're listening, get a hold of me. Okay, thank you.
All right. Now, in honor of National Black Cat Appreciation Day, that Dr. Gary Weitzman is a major proponent of, as of like 7 minutes
Having
ago.
just learned of it today, exactly. Exactly.
All right. That cat I told you about back in Hollywood, Felix the Cat, first appeared as an animated character in 1919. That means 101 years ago. So what was the name of that silent film?
Right.
I'm going to give you 4 choices. Don't answer if you know, Dr. Gary. Okay. Was Felix the Cat first in a film called A, Catty Capers, B, Feline Follies, C, Hush Kitty, D, Meowy Mystery? So again, your choices are A, Catty Capers, B, Feline Follies, C, Hush Kitty, or D, Meowy Mystery. Put your answer down now, and you have until like Sunday. So tell your friends, and we'll get that packet of the In Clover supplements to you. You like that question, Dr. Gary? Do you think you know the answer?
I think I do.
All right, we'll talk later.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Hey guys, I do live in Dallas right now, but for many, many years, I lived in San Diego County, and that in the city of Oceanside, which is the most northern city in San Diego County. And there was this great guy that came to the San Diego Humane Society to be their president and CEO. And he does have a DVM after his name. Yes, he's a veterinarian. And I was like, wow. And he has changed for all the good for pets in need of homes in San Diego County. In fact, where I lived on a street called Todd Street, which is up on a hill. From my outside backyard balcony, I could look down and see the Oceanside campus of the San Diego Humane Society. So he doesn't know I was waving to him a lot, but it is an extreme honor and pleasure to welcome to Meowy Hour the remarkable veterinarian and best-selling author, Dr. Gary Weitzman. Thanks for being on the show, Dr. Gary.
Sure, Arden. It's so good to see you again.
I know. I was like, oh man,
Yeah,
for
like old
family reasons,
times.
I had to leave, or maybe the police were on my tail. Just kidding. But I hope to see you in September. I'm going to make a brief visit back to San Diego. But since you've taken over the helm, San Diego, you guys have now what, 5 campuses in San Diego County?
Right. That's right. 5 now. I
Wow.
think when I first met you, we had 2.
Yeah. It was
So,
San
yeah.
Diego and Oceanside.
Right.
So where are the other 3 located now?
One is in I guess it's not the most northeast city, but Escondido.
Okay.
In the in North Campus. We've got a wildlife campus in Ramona, which is out in the mountains east of San Diego. One in El Cajon, also east of San Diego, and then our main campus in San Diego.
So guys, he doesn't run your average shelter. This is a forefront thinking place. And I remember when you came on board, cats were kind of lodged in the same building as the dogs, and that caused some hissy fits, right? Especially in Oceanside.
I'm sure it did. That was just before I got here. There was only one campus for Oceanside. And then shortly after, my predecessor and his team opened up a new campus about 2 miles, maybe a mile?
Yeah, it's not even,
away.
It's like about a mile. Yeah.
So separated the cats from the dogs, which was brilliant because the cats need their own space.
And talk about that now, because you've embellished that area. So if a person wants to get a cat in Northern County and they go to the Oceanside one, why is that better for the cat and the better for the person looking for a cat?
Well, we just want to make sure wherever the animals are, whether it's cats or dogs or chinchillas or reptiles, whatever it is, that they're in the most stress-free environment possible. And the biggest source of stress for animals is noise. So everything that we do and that any shelter really should do now in 2021 is to ensure that we remove as much stress from those animals as possible. So cats being with barking dogs, not a good thing. Even people don't want to be with barking dogs necessarily. So for cats, it's the end of the day, and that's not something that we want them to go through. So in this situation in Oceanside, it's kind of the extreme because we actually moved the cats a mile away. That's not necessarily necessary, but at least having separate rooms for them.
You didn't have a lot of space on that present lot where you were.
No, it was very challenging for space, but we're actually building a new adoption center here in downtown San Diego, right where our campus is now. And that'll have an indoor-outdoor area for cats, a whole wing that's totally separate from dogs and birds and everything else. And we want them to get sunlight and to have the peace and quiet that they need to basically heal if there's any medical or behavior issues and to find new homes. So it's just decreasing stress. That's that should really be our goal in life for everything.
Yes.
Human or animal, just decrease stress. And you're going to help us with that at the end of this hour because
with the kitty cocktail.
Right.
Well, I love one of your taglines for the San Diego Humane Society, and it is, "We're more than a shelter." Explain.
Is that one of our taglines?
Yeah. I got it right here.
Oh, we've never used that as a tagline, but I like it.
I think you're more than a shelter. So talk about some of because this isn't 1940, 1960, 1980. This is 2021. And to me, you and some other forward-thinking shelter directors are making the shelters have a more expanded definition, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. When you started talking about San Diego Humane and said we're not your average shelter, I don't think there is an average shelter out there anyway. But right now, the thing that's really been positive regarding the turmoil and tragedy we've been through for the last 18 months has been all of us in the world of animal sheltering have kind of come together to
Good.
really reimagine what shelter services can be. And frankly, the shelter is a piece of the services that we can provide in the communities themselves. So rather than the shelter being the only place you go to get an animal or the only way you get services, we want to actually be in those communities and bring the services to people, because the biggest issue is people don't have the means or the resources or the transportation, so the accessibility is not easy for people. We want to make sure that we are entrenched in those communities. So that's what lots and lots of us are doing right now. City of Dallas. There's another group that my really, really good friend, Ed Jameson, has just moved over to, and he's phenomenal. You know him, Arden.
You're talking about Operation Kindness?
Yep. Up in North Dallas, I believe.
Yeah.
And
I haven't met him yet, but you can say a nice word about me to him, and I'll meet him.
He's a super rock star. He is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I heard he's really changing it. I mean, it was a good operation, Operation Kindness, but I heard he's, like you, elevating it to the next level.
Yeah, he's only been there for maybe 6 months max. I don't think maybe not even that.
No.
But we're all looking at moving the services that used to be in shelters out. So if you find an animal, you don't have to necessarily bring that animal to the shelter, because you know what? Cat or dog, I would bet you 9 times out of 10, that animal is within 1 to 2 blocks of their home. So
really?
Bringing that animal to a shelter, which could be miles away, could be 40 miles away, that is just decreasing the chances of that animal getting back to his home. And it's also making it just so much more difficult and stressful for the animal. So we want to actually—
So what's the option? What do you do if somebody calls?
Let us help. Have us help you with all of the apps and all of the online materials to find that home in your own vicinity. Have us help with a humane officer coming to your house and helping drive around. We can give you kits. We can actually scan the barcode on many licenses. And we also want to get scanners and microchip readers out into the community. What good do they do if they're in the shelter that's closed at 6 p.m. or you can't get into your vet clinic to have an animal scanned? Many of us, if you find a dog, you're not really going to necessarily go to the vet to actually get that dog scanned. That's a big deal to do. So where's the friendliest, besides your animal shelter, where's the best place you can go as a community member? Exactly. Oh my God. You need in Clover treats, because you just won that
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Fire department.
I have to share them with my cats, though.
You will. But the fire departments—
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
So you're working with the fire departments.
We're making sure that every fire department in San Diego County, there are 36 of them, each of them has a microchip scanner, so that you can just go to the fire department. Isn't that interesting? You hit it right on the head. That's amazing.
I sometimes get lucky.
Yeah,
what about
that was good.
What about a list of names of people that are willing to foster?
Yes,
maybe it could foster in that community where you're trying to still find the owner.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right, Kathy. Yeah. And even better, we'll take it one step further. Okay. You find an animal, you contact the animal shelter, you contact us, we put you in touch with a foster right there. That dog or cat never has to come into the shelter at all. It goes right to foster.
That's what I was saying.
Love that. Now,
cool.
I know where I live, there's next door, and I'm sure it's in different communities, and there seems to be people that are like the pet designees. So somebody will say, these dogs are running down the street, and they do a picture or whatever. But I love the fact that you're being proactive. And I think that's a lot of stress. If I was a dog or a cat and I got out of the house and I'm only a block from home, but my navigational, my GPS is not working. And somebody picks me up and takes me 10 miles away. Wow, that's a major deal, isn't it?
It's a huge deal. And then just compound that by, let's just say you're a cat. So since it's Meowy Hour, we'll talk about cats.
Thank you.
If you actually, for 50 years, we've been taking cats from one area, having them come into a shelter because they were outside. Maybe they were doing great. Maybe they have a home, but they're going outside. Somebody picks them up, brings them to a shelter 10 miles away. That cat gets adopted to somebody else, because we know that less than 4% of lost cats are ever reunited with their families from a shelter.
Wow.
So 96, 97% of the time, the people do not go to the shelter to find their cats. So that cat is automatically getting changed into going to someone else's home. And all we're doing is recycling cats. It's a terrible idea when some of those cats, not all, but some of those cats are doing really, really well outside. So the trick is to determine which of those cats are thriving in their environment and are safe and sound, and which ones really do need the help of a shelter.
Well, speaking of that, I'm going to slip away from the screen because we have a special guest to say a thank you to you, Dr. Gary.
Well, and I think it's just that it's so important that everybody get their animals microchipped, because if you have a feral cat or a cat that's been trapped, tested, neutered, and released back into that environment, then you know that cat's just a feral cat that lives in the community, or called a community cat. But if it's your own beloved pet and you've got it microchipped, that's going to help you reunite with that cat.
Yep, absolutely agree, Kathy. Every animal should be microchipped. We're even microchipped turtles here.
Well,
wow.
I have a question. I have a question, Dr.
There
Gary.
we go.
Hello. On behalf of all cats, my name is Pet Safety Cat Casey, and I just want to thank you because the San Diego Humane Society, when I was just 4 months old, you had a mobile pet adoption, and this goofball, Arden, found me and adopted me from the San Diego Humane Society. I'm now a therapy cat. I teach pet first aid, and I even write some books with Arden. Thank you, Dr. Gary.
Casey is beautiful. How old is Casey now?
He just turned 7.
Oh, he's so young.
He is a long drink of water.
Yeah, he is.
And he has never met a stranger or a strange place.
Yeah.
And he talks at my pet behavior conferences too. But I always shout out, I don't call them rescue. I hope that's all right. I call him a shelter alum. What do you think of that term?
He is. He's a shelter alum. That's great. That is great.
Because
do you know where he came from? How did we get him?
You guys, some of your team tracked him down years later, and we found out he and his kid sister and mama were found along a fence line in Oceanside as abandoned. The mom with the 2 kittens, and he was itty bitty, as was his sister. His sister was very shy at the mobile adoption. I think it was at Petco. But he was like walking around like he owned the joint at 4 months. He was.
Look at him.
Yeah, he's like, I got it. So he is now my BFF, my best feline friend. And I have to thank you and everybody at the San Diego Humane Society. He's my first ginger boy.
Yeah, he's a gorgeous guy. He
just winked at you.
Yep, he's a good boy.
He's like, I hope you're secure in your manhood. I just winked at you.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
But what I'm saying is, you could have a cat for 18, 19, 20 years. And, what are some benefits that you try as a shelter director to let people know why cats are kind of a good pet to have? I know it sounds simplistic, but it's powerful, isn't it?
It is. It absolutely is. Well, look at all the media out there on cats. All you have to do is drop one cat video onto YouTube, and it already has 2,200 hits and then 2.5 million within a week. It's just amazing. People love cats, and they should. Cats are an ancient animal, and they just have that huge mystique about them, which we know is nonsense because you understand cats, you know what it's all about. But who understands cats completely? That's part of the fun. But cats have been with us for thousands, thousands of years, not quite as long as dogs, and they still.
Well, I think they kind of hung out on the sidelines and said, no, maybe.
I know. Yeah, and on their terms, but they help a lot. They really do. What a great companion to have.
Well, guys, Dr. Gary Weitzman is a man of many talents, and I do want you to go to sdhumane.org and check out all the programs. But the guy has strong typing fingers too. He has written 9 cat and dog books that are under the National Geographic header, Nat Geo guys, kind of nice. I happen to have 2 right here. One is called Pounce, a How to Speak Cat Training Guide that he wrote with Tracy West. I have to give co-author acknowledgments. Yep. And How to Speak Cat which is a guide to decoding cat language. And he wrote it with Aileen Alexander Newman. So guys, during this conversation on Meowy Hour, I am going to, at the end, ask you guys if you were paying attention, because he's going to give away an autographed copy of each book based on a question I'm going to ask you in a little bit. But
And we're so happy. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Gary.
Of course.
All right. I think I'm going to check this page because I think I wrote it out here. Let's see. Okay, it's on how to speak cat. All right. Here, I hope you know this answer, man. If not, I'll help you. Guys, there was a cat from Scotland. This is on page 33. His name is Towser, Towser. You found out, Dr. Gary, that he has the world record for being the best mouser, because in 23 years, it's a she, sorry. I don't know how they counted this. She caught 28,899 mice. So, which begs the question, gift giving. They can't go to the store. They can't click their paws on Amazon and get you a gift card. So what's the deal with the mouse being on your pillow?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So why are they doing that? What's the deal?
Oh, it's a high value treat that they're sharing with their human companions. Yeah, high value treat. It's better than going on Amazon for a cat.
All right.
I think it's amazing that they do that.
Then for all those cat breed fanciers, on page 66 and on, you talk about the power of whiskers, but you mentioned that the Sphinx breed, they don't have any whiskers. They don't have any hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
that's a good point.
what is it about whiskers? Why are whiskers so important to cats, and as far as communicating other aspects?
Now, and this isn't the trivia questions that you're doing a contest for later.
No.
Well, no, you can answer, because
I don't want to ruin the game.
No, you're awesome, man. You're doing.
Well,
so it's right here, guys.
Yeah, I mean, whiskers are critical for cats, dogs, and many other animals, because they augment vision, they augment experiencing the environment. We've all seen blind cats. They get around great because of those whiskers and because of the little hairs in the air, as well as being able to hear, just auditorily. But the whiskers are, I would say the whiskers are more important to cats than vision itself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they say the whiskers are the same size as the widest part of the cat. So I wish I didn't have that vision of what the widest part of the
Kathy, I never heard that before. The whiskers are the same size as the widest part of the cat. Interesting.
Yeah, that's how they know if they can fit through an opening.
Okay,
because
there you go.
If their whiskers scrape, then that means that their butt won't go through, right?
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Although they're going to gain weight, they're going to ruin that whole thing. That whole.
Man, I got some big whiskers now after COVID.
Yeah.
Well, on page 78, you talked that there was a Greek historian, Herodotus, who called cats, it's Ailuroi. I have no idea. That's why I'm on radio. Aluro, which means tail wavers. So we talk about dogs wagging their tail, but they do a lot of talking, don't they, cats, with their tail? So what's a couple of positions that maybe people need to pay heed to with a cat tail?
And the tail is very different in a cat than in a dog. The signals are very, very different. So the tail kind of waving softly, that's a good thing, but the cat is still inquisitive about what's happening, and you're still not out of the woods yet. But a tail really being held high is actually a relaxed cat, not the straight up, but just being held out as a relaxed cat. But there's times you don't want to pet your cat or maybe you can pet your cat, but other people shouldn't do that. And you can see that from the tail as well. So that's really important. And we try to teach kids how to actually interpret cat and dog, of course, tails, because we don't want kids to get bitten by dogs either. But the cat tail means a lot.
Well, the other thing that I love about you is, what is it about you writing all these books? It seems like, I don't know how you run a shelter and you have 2 dogs at your home. You told me, you introduced me to Rosie, your new one. Yep. And I have a love for your senior dog, And that is Betty Crocker. How old is Betty now?
Oh, she's 13 and a half.
Wow.
She's my own girl now. She's sound asleep, having a dream, and twitching right now. So
well, I remember when you first came to San Diego Humane Society, you wanted to up pit bull adoptions. Yeah, and you had, what was it called? Do you remember what the contest was called? It was like
I'll
help you if you don't know.
It was a beauty contest for pit bulls. Gosh.
Unbelievable. Pit bull beauty contest.
Okay, unbelievable. I don't even remember that.
Yeah, and I got to be one of the judges. And
we were both judges.
Were in like little pink toenails and dressed up, but you were helping. So I love that you do that. What's something that you do maybe to help boost adoptions in cats or kittens now? What's a creative thing maybe?
Lots of good marketing that we'll have promotions. We had things are better in twos, and your gifts are better in twos. Good things come in twos. To get 2 kittens, because we have a nursery for kittens here, and we've got literally 7,000 kittens a year that come to San Diego Humane alone. So we do want to encourage people to adopt 2 kittens, not just 1, which I think is always a mistake just to get 1. Get 2 if you can. And all sorts of different things. The black cat promotions, we just try to be clever with it. That's probably the biggest thing, is really just making sure that people don't get overwhelmed by choice with cats. If they come into a facility that has 60 or 100, here in our main campus, we can have as many as 200 or 300 cats ready for adoption. So we don't want people to get overwhelmed by choice. We want to actually make sure that they look at each individual cat. So it's really just getting them to see one individual. And, we all know the best animal is the one that picks you.
That's right. Casey picked me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is that what happened?
Yeah. I was looking at all the cats.
You have small rooms where you have just a small group
bigger rooms. They have like a little greet room. Yeah.
We have a lot of
like 10 cats at a time or something. I mean, how do you handle that?
We do. We have right now we have 10, 10, something like that, or 12 small rooms that we have lots of cats in the rooms. By lots, I mean maybe 2, 3. We have a larger room with can hold up to 20 cats. We're knocking the whole thing down next year, though, and redoing the entire interior of the shelter, and that's going to be very different. We'll have lots of indoor and outdoor spaces for cats, which
I think that's where I see it. Like, I understand with horizontal versus vertical bars, you're finding that horizontal are actually better for cats and dogs, right?
Yeah, no. So here's the funny thing.
Okay.
Yes, visually horizontal is better because the bars don't interrupt the line of sight. Horizontal, they can look through. So what we found is it works great for cats because they'll climb, but they can't climb over. Now, so they can, but they're not able to. Now for dogs, it's okay to have cats climbing because they love doing it. We don't want dogs climbing and falling.
Oh, okay. So for cats, it's better.
It's horizontal for dogs. Yeah.
Now, I know some places like the Peggy Adams Rescue League in West Palm, they're doing like a cat cafe. You talked about indoor and outdoor now enrichment for the cats. So you got new construction going on the way. It seems like it's going to be a good time to be a cat needing a home if you live in San Diego, right? Have you thought about cat cafes or other things like that?
We have our cat cafe here.
You do?
Yeah, it opened up during COVID. Terrible time.
Oy vey.
Nobody was
Here's your tea to go. Wave at the cat.
I know. It's it's great. It's actually it's different. We have it's a cafe that's here. It's the Cat Cafe, but there are cat cafes that are associated with it in San Diego downtown, which is great. So the Cat Cafe here is outdoors, so we don't actually have cats walking around in it, but they can get coffee and walk over to where the cats are. But downtown, everybody can sit down and have coffee with cats right there.
That sounds good. Now, what's some kind of cool enrichment ideas for a person who just adopted a cat or a kitten from the San Diego Humane Society?
You know what? The first thing is to know that cats do not go on autopilot. You need to enrich them. Behavioral stimulation and mental games, all of that are as important for cats as they are for dogs. So never think that your cat is on autopilot. They'll tell you when they want to be on autopilot. But puzzles, treat dispensing toys, frozen treats, games, and there's tons of that out there. Never assume that your cat doesn't need it, because he does. And what's the most fun thing that you can do in the world if you're a cat? Climb.
Yeah.
Climb. You got to have lots of things that are vertical, and make sure your cat has a chance to climb and scratch. And please, 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 and nobody on this show viewing it would ever say you should declaw a cat, but don't ever do that, because you might as well remove the head, as far as I'm concerned, as if you're going to talk about the nails, because they need those to be normal, active cats. And so give them things to scratch that are things that you choose, not that they choose. Yeah.
So I know you were in the Air Force. What was your area of work? What were you doing?
Public health. Public health and medical readiness, which was how to make sure everybody was safe during a biological threat.
Oh,
and those are fun. Yeah. And some of public health is food safety. And so Air Force is interesting, because people don't know this, I think, but a lot of veterinarians are in the Air Force doing public health. And my background in graduate school, I got an MPH in public health. And so it was really fun to go into the Air Force and do this. Now, there are dogs in the Air Force, but they're taken care of by Army veterinarians and Navy as well. So the Army does all the animal veterinarians, the Air Force does the public health veterinarians. And I don't think Navy was a choice, but maybe someone will call in and tell you differently.
Yeah. Well, I also knew that you got your veterinary degree from Tufts University. And years ago, I was the editor of Catnip there.
Oh, that's excellent.
For 8 years. So what a great school to go and get your degree. What made you say, I is going to become a veterinarian, and then I'm going to run a very successful humane society?
Oh, I never said that. I never did.
You're sitting there rocking in the chair as a little boy.
Yeah. No, I never did that. No, I was reading James Herriot novels when I was 6 years old. And I guess I guess they were novels, but they were easy to read. And I just said, I'm going to be a vet. And I never changed my decision on that. But I never thought about shelter medicine. I never thought about the world of animal welfare.
But that's getting to be a specialty now. I know it's either at Cornell or Tufts. That's where the shelter medicine program was started, a residency program, wasn't it?
Yeah, and actually the only residency programs in shelter medicine now, there's one at the ASPCA, and there are two here at San Diego Humane. So we just admitted our very first 2 residents just this month. So we've had an internship program for about the last 7 years. So we train postgraduate veterinarians in shelter medicine, and now we have our very first residency program.
Congrats. So people are going to be like, residency in shelter medicine, what's that all about? How is that different than somebody that's going to be in a small animal practice, say?
Yeah, it is different. It's a lot of the work that you would do in small animal practice, but it's a lot more. So in internal medicine and in surgery, you can get specialties in those individual disciplines. There's not a specialty necessarily in small animal practice, but shelter medicine incorporates surgery and population medicine and public health and every single sized animal, as well as internal medicine and emergency medicine. All of that is part of shelter medicine, and it was only recognized as a specialty in 2014.
Really? So that's not that long ago. Wow.
No, 7 years. So we're really happy to be training vets to make this their life career. And whether or not they stay in shelter medicine, and we hope that they do, if they don't, it's great too, because they might go into private practice and improve the work that we can do with private practices, taking care of homeless people.
I like that.
Yeah.
I read that if you could have a superpower, you said it's the ability to fly. Why did you say it? Yeah.
Oh, because who won't want to fly? I love flying in planes. Oh, absolutely. I don't remember I said that to you, but I must have, because it's true. That's the superpower I would like more than anything in the world.
You wouldn't have to worry about TSA.
No. I think it's
Hey,
worried about
Dr.
getting
Gary,
caught
can you come
down.
over? I'm making some coffee. We're only thousands of miles apart, but there he is.
Yep,
Well,
that'd
they
be
have
nice.
those jetpacks now that you can
Yeah,
strap
yeah.
on and take off.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want those. I want to be able to fly under my own power.
Okay,
Right,
he's a
right. Yeah,
Superman.
move over,
Okay.
Superman. We got Dr. Gary Weitzman.
Yep.
If you could have a cat superpower, what would it be?
Ah,
If you could do something cats could do, what would it be?
oh boy. Okay. That's a great, great question. Okay. Of all the things cats can do, you know what? Climbing.
Okay. You're
Yeah.
gonna be a Spider-Man, huh?
Yeah. That would be the best thing.
I was
That'd
going
be
to say
excellent.
leaping will go along with the Superman.
Climbing and
He can
leaping,
leap
yep.
tall
Yeah.
buildings.
Yeah. They're amazing.
Yeah. I
And I
would
guess
never
that, like,
have a bad ankle. I could leap anywhere and land well and not go,
Mhm.
ugh.
Yep. Yep. What would
I
you
think
want
I
to
would
do?
like to be able to purr like a cat. So I could purr inhaling and exhaling and not
Mhm.
let anybody know, and then bet people money, and then prove that I'm the only human that can do that, and then donate the money to shelters like yours.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Well, as
That's-
I
that's
get
my
older,
superpower.
I don't see in the dark as well as I used to. So now I wish
Oh, you
I
wanna
had
see?
the ability to see. And I forget the poor
Night
dog
vision.
can't see in the dark. So I walk around the house without the lights on. The dog's always trying to follow me, and she can't see in the dark like the cat. So
Yep. Yep.
maybe a little better vision at night would be a good
All
trait
right.
to have.
And hey, guys out there, what would be your cat superpower? If you could do something that only cats do, that we humans envy, what would it be?
That's a good
So
question.
before we wrap this up, again, somebody's going to get a copy of Dr. Gary's book, Pounce, a How to Speak Training Guide, How to Speak Cat Training Guide, and How to Speak Cat, a guide to decoding cat language. I have pawed through these books. I love these books. They're from National Geographic, guys, first rate. And I just thank you for not only helping people and shelter animals, but you like spreading the word, don't you?
Love it. There's nothing better. What we get from animals, we can never return to the extent that they give it to us. So it's just something to celebrate.
That's right. So we're going to see how smart our folks were and how much they were paying attention. So we're going to give away 2 autographed books, one of each. And here's the first question. And if you have to play this back on Facebook and do it, that's fine. Dr. Gary Weitzman is the president and CEO of the San Diego Humane Society. How many campuses are in San Diego County for the San Diego Humane Society? As of today, in case he opens up another one tomorrow.
You might.
All right. And which branch of the military did our fine guest serve?
I know that answer, but I missed the campuses one. So
We'll talk later, Kathy. I'll give it to you. All right.
Okay.
So again, how many campuses so far are the San Diego Humane Society? And what branch of service, and thank you for doing that, Dr. Gary, did Dr. Gary serve in? How many years?
Oh, about 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was your
Including
final
reserve.
rank?
My final rank was captain.
Wow. Okay, Captain. You're the captain now.
There we go.
Well, that sounds cool. Hey, guys, he's going to stick around because right now, Kathy is going to talk to us. Is it the Balinese? Or the Balinese, as I get ready to make this crazy kitty cocktail that involves frozen peaches, Pinot Noir, and a blender. So take it away, Kathy.
okay, so I want to talk about the Balinese because the Balinese just comes in the 4 traditional colors of the Siamese. This breed merged with the Javanese, and the Javanese are the ones that have the other colors or the patterns, like the tabby pattern. But the Balinese seem like they've kind of gotten passed over, or maybe they've been forgotten about. I don't see very many Balinese in the typical traditional 4 Siamese colors. So just wanted to talk about this breed. Of course, it has a very similar standard to the Siamese. The only difference is it has just a little bit longer, nice, silky, flowing coat. So we don't want a big Persian coat. We want the coat to lay close to the body so we can see those beautiful long legs and a long body and the long tail that that the Balinese has, just like the Siamese has. But we just want that nice softer coat that's just a little bit longer. It doesn't mat, and it gives the tail a nice plume. And the lynx tabby points and the tortie patterns and all the other non-traditional Siamese colors were accepted in 1979 as the Javanese. And in 2008, these two breeds were merged together as the Balinese Javanese. They all originated as a mutation with the Siamese breed. And like I said, they come in the 4 colors: seal, blue, chocolate, and lilac. So here's a couple of pictures for us. This is a chocolate, this is a blue. And these cats, like I said, they have the beautiful Siamese long, straight profile, the blue eyes, the wedge-shaped head with those large ears in line with the wedge of the head, that long, elegant body, long legs, long tail. Here, this cat's got a beautiful tubular body. You can really see with the chocolates, it's a little more difficult to get the full mask until they're much older. Just like with the Siamese, the color is going to be on the extremities, the face, ears, tail, and legs. And here is a seal point. Here's another seal point and a lilac point. So these cats just come in those 4 traditional colors, and they are the long-haired version of our Siamese breed. This is called the Balinese. So I just thought we'd bring a little attention to those cats because they seem to be forgotten. I have a friend of mine that bred Balinese back in the 70s. She prided herself on making sure the bodies stayed nice and clear while the point color was very much differentiated away from the body color. But this is a temperature sensitive gene, and the cats do tend to darken with age because they put a little more fat on and their bodies stay a little cooler, so the color changes just like with the Siamese. But that is our Balinese breed for this week.
Thank you, Kathy. Great job. Did you learn something new there, Dr. Gary?
I did. I learned about the heat sensitivity. That's really fascinating, Kathy.
Do you get?
Yeah, it's only on the cooler parts of the cat. So,
yeah.
The face and the ears and the tail and the legs. In fact, the front legs will not be as dark as the hind legs because it's too close to the heart. So it is a temperature sensitive gene. The Siamese albino gene is a temperature sensitive gene.
Yeah. I saw
she's an all-breed judge. She knows her stuff.
Yeah, you really do. I'm going to talk to you later because I still get the lilacs and the seal point mixed up.
Okay, the seal is the dark, the real dark black. That's the seal.
Okay. There we go.
Hey,
Lilac's are purple.
If you can continue, because what I like about the CFA and the San Diego Humane Society is you're trying to help cats get loving homes, no matter if they're purebred or they're mixed breed mystery mutts like I have, Casey and Rusty and Mikey. But tell folks about the CCW.
Okay, well, I need to get together with you, Dr. Gary, because we need to send you guys some pamphlets so you can pass them out to all your adopted cats. CFA has a program called Companion Cat World, and it's where we recognize the non-pedigreed cats. And for every registration, which is only $13, when they upload a picture, they get a beautiful card with their cat's picture on it, their cat's name, the owner's information. We have luggage tags, we have key rings, which are great as luggage pulls or pull tabs on your luggage or just on your key ring. So you can find all the information about this on our website at cfa.org/CCW. It stands for Companion Cat World. And the cats get a unique registration number. If they qualify, they can enter our shows and
yeah, they have a big household cat division now for cats.
Yeah,
so it's not all the purebreds.
Right.
That's pretty nice, right, Dr. Gary?
So everybody, awesome. I'll get together with you and we'll get you some pamphlets you can pass out for us.
That's great. Yep.
All right, so we got a little bit of time left. So we do want to have you guys think safety. I am America's Pet Health and Safety Coach. I'm a master certified in pet first aid and CPR. And I keep learning all the time because I got tons of great veterinarians as my advisors. These two purring mugs Casey and Rusty. We offer, believe it or not, Dr. Gary, now a 4 certification, a 3-hour cat-only first aid CPR class now.
That's
and
great.
We incorporate some fear-free training because I'm a fear-free national professional. And Casey and Rusty help you through Zoom learn how to wrangle a cat, how to look for things, how to do CPR one-handed and two-handed and so hand. And we have a little fun with it too, but I think it's unique because I can't think of another cat-only first aid class out there.
No, I haven't heard of any other ones. This is great.
So guys, we do have openings for our August 26th class. It's a Thursday night. Go to Pet First Aid for You. And thanks to Zoom, we now have taught people from Egypt, Germany, and South Africa. So one day we'll arrange something with you guys. I know you teach a first aid class too at the San Diego Humane Society. I think the more people can teach it, the better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. No question.
Yeah. So we're that life-saving bridge between the and the veterinary clinic. That's the whole role of pet first aid. And I give everybody in class permission to freak out later. So anyway, guys, we're coming to the highlight of the hour. No, we already had the highlight. We had Dr. Gary Weitzman, but he and I like a nice beverage, right, Dr. Gary?
No question. Yeah.
And I know you were bummed when I moved to Dallas and I told you I went to bartending school, right?
I was shocked to hear that. Yes. How could you leave us?
No, but what I'm making today, because it's hot out and this is perfect peach weather, is the Pinot Peach Meowy dessert drink. It's a perfect peachy nightcap for wine enthusiasts. And I want to thank Teresa Kiger. She's the all-breed cat judge and editor of Cat Talk, who creates these graphics. Pause up to you, Teresa. So I hope I don't make a mess, but here goes. This is a quick, easy recipe. But what you need for this, you need to be able to have a blender. And I'm going to move this over here. Hopefully I won't spill everything. So I have.
You do have your lid for the blender this time, right?
Yeah, this time I found my lid.
Okay.
I tried it once without a lid. That didn't work. I have cut up frozen peaches. They were actually fresh that I froze. So I'm going to turn on my blender. Hold your ears, guys, because we want to blend this with, where's my thing? 2 generous cups of Pinot Grigio, my favorite, or some people like Chardonnay, whatever you are. Are you a Pinot man or a Chardonnay man?
Let's see, Zinfandel.
Oh, okay.
Red. Yep.
Yeah, you could do that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
That would actually work.
You pick the wine of your choice. So I'm going to put the 2 cups of Pinot in here with the 4 cups of the cut up peaches. And hold your ears, guys, because here we go. Oh, it didn't sound very loud. Come on, good. Yeah, baby, yeah. Come on.
It must be really loud because it's cutting your sound out.
Yep.
All right. Now I got to put the lid on because the cats are running around. They don't want Pinot spilled. Then you take a nice wide cocktail martini glass. And this makes more than 1 glass. If you guys were here, I'd share.
We'll make you share. Yes, you
and
have
look
to
how
share.
creamy it is.
Be there in about 3 hours.
Okay, look how creamy that is. And then you guys
Beautiful.
know you want to make it look pretty. So you go ahead and take a fresh peach and you adorn it. So what do you think, Dr. Gary?
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So at this time, guys, let's raise a glass, whether it's water, tea, whatever, and let us toast to all cats, purebreds and mixed breed cats who make us better humans. Cheers, kitties.
To the
Cheers.
cats. Yep. I feel like I need like a glass of bourbon or something, or
Yeah,
to go with your cocktail.
I'll get you some bourbon when I see you.
Okay.
This is a perfect dessert wine on a hot day, a dessert cocktail on a hot day. It's better than a slush, an icy, because the wine with the peach, it's not too sweet. It's got a little adult kick, and I'm purring.
Yeah.
So, hey guys,
good.
we really, really want to give a big pause and applause to our very special guest, Dr. Gary Weitzman, the president and CEO of the San Diego Humane Society. Dr. Gary, we thank you so much for being on the show. Hope you had a fun time.
It was great fun. Thank you both. It was really great to be here with you this afternoon.
You were like, I don't know what's going on, but let's do it.
No,
and guys, he's given away two books, each one an autograph. So you know the questions. I want to give a shout out to my co-pilot, Kathy Black, with our designated dog, Destiny. My cats are roaming around here somewhere, Rusty, Casey, and Black Cat Mikey. We want to thank of course, the Cat Fancier Association and our cool sponsor in Clover. Guys, check them out. They make supplements for dogs and cats. They've been around since '96. A biochemist is running the show. She knows what she's doing. So check that out. Next week, we are going to have the former president of the Cat Writers Association. Pregnant Paws was there on purpose. And a very award-winning author and blogger, and that is Deb Barnes. So guys, until next time, it's same cat time, same cat channel. We'll see you on Meowy Hour. Thanks, everybody.